Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome. Where are we? What are we doing today?
We're doing Doctor Who Time and Space.
Oh, good stuff. In that case, I should pour myself a drink and prepare to yabber on like we normally do. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Decool, as I
And
now call
I'm
myself.
Elmeen, as I keep calling myself for the last few weeks.
So, here we are. Got 2 times space. What are we
Hello.
talking about this week?
We are talking a bit about the 10th anniversary of New Who and the top 117 episodes.
We're not talking about all 170 today, are we?
No, we're not. It's part 3 of our investigation.
I remember now, parts 1 and 2.
Yes.
So we're doing which numbers to what numbers?
69 to 40.
69 to 40.
And then next week we'll have a big show where we reveal the winner.
Because this week, as in on Thursday.
Yeah.
What is it, Thursday?
The 10th anniversary. And you can catch our exclusive look at the past of New Who on Thursday.
Brilliant. So listen here, you're going to be doing a live show, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And if we can, you'll be on there.
I should try and pop in for a bit, if I may, if I can, if we can get it working. But you'll be at your house and I'll be here, so
yes.
It depends whether we can get technology working, doesn't it?
Yeah. We'll just test that later.
We'll test that later. So if you see a little testing thing come up on the stream, it's because we're trying to get that to work.
Yeah.
So what else we got on this week's show?
We've got our review of the second Key to Time story, The Pirate Planet. As
you probably remember from last week's show, if you were listening, we were really looking forward for that one, weren't we?
Yeah. No, we weren't. But it was actually quite good, but we'll go more into that.
Yeah.
We've not got a randomizer because of the 10th anniversary, we're going to watch Rose anyway.
We are. So
because we want to do that and compare it to Last Christmas next week.
So really, so having a look at how Who has moved on in recent times.
Yeah.
We've also, I mean, today we sometimes talk about this after the news, but I'm just going to quickly get it in now before I forget. We've been doing a bit more editing on the new series today. So the 3rd episode is in production.
Yes.
Have you announced the name of the 3rd episode?
Yes.
You have. Okay. In that case, I can say Past is in production.
Yes, Past is in production.
Okay. So news. What do we have?
Let's start off with a bit of filming news. The BBC have confirmed that the script read-through for the 5th episode of Series 9 is now taking place, meaning that filming should follow very soon. Unlike the first couple of stories, episode 5 will be a single-parter with the writer to be confirmed.
Well, sir, that's interesting, isn't it? So we were wondering when we've talked about this before whether all of the episodes are going to be 2-parters or not, because the first few that were announced were 2-parters. So obviously that's not going to be the case.
I'm trying to look very carefully because you might be able to see the episode name if you look very carefully.
So on the what we're looking at here is there's a picture on the news article on Doctor Who TV, and you can see the scripts, but you can't see the name of the episode.
Yeah.
And anyway, you should know by now the Moth is a master of mystery. He probably would have put the Bogey Monster on it or something like that, just to fool people, or the Return of Omega.
But it probably isn't a Moffat episode.
Well, that is true. But he'd still be trying to hide it as much as he could, wouldn't
he?
Yeah. Any particular news about it? So we don't know what this one's called yet.
We don't know what it's called. We don't know what the second one's called as well. The episodes 3 and 4. We know that one. We know. Let's go through the news so far. I know we did it a few weeks ago. What do we know? But we know that episode 1 is called The Magician's Apprentice, and episode 2 is called The Witch's Familiar. They're a 2-part story starring Missy, Kate Stewart, Unit. We don't know, and it's in Tenerife.
Okay.
And that's written by Stephen Moffat and directed by Hetty MacDonald, director of Blink.
Okay.
We know a lot about that first one, don't
So
we?
that, I mean, there's everything really about that first episode jumps out at you and says that's going to be cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's hope it lives up to it.
And we've seen pictures of Clara with Missy,
Mm.
and I won't spoil some other things which I saw by accident. There's nothing too much.
Okay.
Nothing too bad.
I'm still a bit worried about
But
the whole.
everyone's seen it probably by now.
I'm still worried a bit about the whole idea of the Doctor changing a little bit, and I'm thinking,
No.
I like him as he was. I don't want him to change his personality.
Okay, where did we get to? Yes.
So we know that about
episodes 3 and 4 are unnamed. It's set. It's rumored to set in a spooky Russian base.
Ooh.
Written by Toby Whitehouse and directed by Daniel O'Hara.
So do we know anything about the villains or anything for this one?
No, but it was the first one to be filmed. So I think it's going to be an alien planety one.
Mm.
Or no, not an alien planety one. One in the set quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see many pictures from this one.
Yeah.
Apart from the Doctor with an army soldier and Clara with a woman.
I guess if it's based in a disused Russian base, chances are it probably is all done in the studio, isn't it? So they probably managed to keep everything secret about what monsters there are.
It's meant to be a scary episode, that one.
Cool.
And then episode 5 we know is going to be filming soon, a one-parter. And then we know we don't know how many episodes there are. I think there's 13. So
Yeah.
I guess that is going to be episodes 12 and 13. At the end of episode 12, there's the massive cliffhanger, which everyone's excited for.
Including us.
Everyone's been leading up to it recently. Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited.
thing is, I can't remember if we were talking about this last week or not, but it always seems a long time, doesn't it, when the Christmas episode finishes and you think, I've got half a year till the next series on, over half a year. But actually, it goes quite quick, really, doesn't it? Which just shows how fast.
Halfway's almost gone already.
Yeah, that's right. So that's been an interesting little recap there on where we're at. Do we have other news as well?
Okay. Is there any more things we know? We don't know anything else.
I don't think we do.
Oh, Paul Kay is going to be in the Toby Whitehouse episode.
That's the creepy Russian one, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the polls closed for this round of revival face-off, but I'm going to read it anyway.
Okay.
Midnight or Turn Left? Well, you've not seen Turn Left.
I've not,
have you?
but Midnight, unless Turn Left is fantastic, Midnight would win, because Midnight's one of my favourites.
Would win to me.
One of my favourites.
Yeah.
Certainly one of my favourites of David Tennant's Boffish tenure.
They're both next to each other, actually.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, so it'd be hard to beat Midnight. I really like Midnight. Really good one.
That's a good series, actually, the other series. Even though you say it's still...
Well, it's only because it's got Donna in it that puts me off. I just find Donna annoying.
Yeah.
Actually, she's not as annoying as I thought she was going to be. Because, without being too cruel or anything, I'm sure she's a lovely person, but I do find Catherine Tate a bit annoying. So, that's probably
okay. Turn Left easily for me. Although I don't say that with the view that Midnight is bad, I personally think it is just overrated. It is quite overrated. A couple of years ago, I just saw people simply finding it boring. But it has since grown on everybody, and apparently, as it gets a lot of praise. I get the whole cabin fever element of it, but that's about it. That's all there is to it, really. I like a variety of setting, and obviously that isn't there in Midnight. The villain wasn't particularly interesting, but it wasn't visually there in that episode, so I don't overlie it. Turn Left, I didn't used to like, really, other than the ending. A great, if little nonsensical ending. Why is the TARDIS red exactly? I'll stop reading.
I'll tell you what. Can I just pick up on what the previous person said on there?
Yeah.
Which was around the it all being set in one place. I actually think personally that's what I think is the real strength of it. I love it when programs can actually be set in one scene, in one building, and still be engaging.
Maybe Russell T Davies' best episode, actually. Yeah, one of them, definitely.
But I love the fact it's only in one setting. I was watching the other day, completely different genre, but I was watching Rick Mail and Aid Edmonton in Bottom, and there was an episode where they were stuck on a fairground ride for the whole episode. But it was absolutely brilliant. It didn't need to have other places because the dialogue was so funny and clever between the two characters that it didn't need anything else. No. And I think, excuse me, it's often, if you're set in one setting, it's got to be a strong story, and I think Midnight does that. It pulls it off.
Okay. Mark Gatiss penning Series 9 episode.
Okay, what do we know about that?
Surprising no one, Mark Gatiss has confirmed that his next episode for Peter Capaldi will appear in Series 9. Gatiss told The Telegraph, "I'm in the midst of that right now. I broke off to come here today. In fact, but I'm hoping to finish the script tonight."
Mm-hmm.
He adds, that was on Sunday, by the way.
So he's probably finished it now then.
Saturday.
Should be finished. He's probably he's probably sent it off to Stephen Moffat now.
I think that might be episode 9.
You reckon? I'm not sure because I think if they started doing the read-through already, chances are it's probably something they've had for a while.
Catherine Tregenna's script, I bet. He adds, "It has been a tough nut to crack, but I'm delighted with how scary it is. I can't say any more than that."
Oh, that sounds promising, doesn't it? I'm liking the use of the word "scary" has appeared in two mentioned in two different stories.
Yeah, it has.
And that's great because I think we want a bit of scary, don't we, in Doctor Who? Well, I know when we watched, do you remember when me and you sat watching Listen, and you were like, you were watching the screen sometimes, and you were turning away at the time, saying, "What's on the screen?" Did that bit, the bit with the figure in the bed, and you wouldn't watch it, would you?
Why?
This is good. Well, it's meant to be. It's meant to be scary. Yeah. And that's what used to happen in the old days. Kids used to hide behind. It was
a really good episode.
But the kids used to hide behind the sofa because they were worried about what was going to happen. Yeah.
Okay, Vincent or the Doctor's wife?
It's got to be Vincent.
I know.
I've not seen the Doctor's. I've seen the Doctor's wife. Yeah.
It's a bit overrated.
The Vincent and the Doctor is one of the best episodes. We watched a bit of it last week, didn't we? We watched the end sequence, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it brings a tear to the eye. It's beautiful. So, what do people say about that one?
Vincent, for sure. Even though after multiple viewings, my appreciation of the Doctor's wife has grown significantly. For me, Vincent is a much more moving story. Bill Nye gets me every time. Blubbering ball of goo. This is a pretty evil poll. Have to give it to Oli Vinny by the slightest of margins. I love Vincent and the Doctor, but it's the Doctor's wife hands down. Ever since it first aired, it stood in my top 3 favourite New Who stories. The entire thing was absolute perfection. I remember looking forward to it, but being scared that it would wildly disappoint me. And I love that it didn't. A true 10 out of 10 story. Vincent and the Doctor definitely. Makes me cry every time. So does the Doctor's wife with the goodbye scene, but I prefer VATD.
Do you know, it's one of those stories, the Doctor's wife, that I think I might have said this a couple of weeks ago as well. But that's one of the ones I'm most hoping comes up in the randomizer scene. I would really like to see it again.
I think it's better the second time round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it again because everybody does seem to rave about that, and I don't remember it being as good as the raving comments.
Yeah.
So I'd look forward to that. What
Okay. Yesterday, Freema Agyeman was born on 20th of March 1979. And yesterday celebrated her 30th birthday.
Happy birthday, Freema.
Of course, Freeman played 10th Doctor companion Martha Jones. She was last seen on the show back in 2010 battling a Sontaran in the End of Time, alongside husband Mickey Smith, Noel Clarke. Joining us in wishing Freema a very happy birthday.
I really like Freema.
I do.
I've only ever seen her in Doctor Who, but I mean, she's one of my favourite of the New Who companions.
Yeah.
Probably actually behind only Amy and Clara.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that puts her exactly in the middle, doesn't it? Because I haven't been that many yet. I guess you only have 5 companions, really, haven't you? So main companions. So she's in the middle for me. And the funny thing is, actually, I do like I do like Rose as well, but she's 4th.
Yeah, me too.
You know, which if it was in a running race, you'd think 4th. Oh, they've not done very well.
Okay, Impossible Astronaut or Day of the Moon, A Good Man Goes to War.
Impossible Astronaut for me. What do you think of that?
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you want to read some comments?
Yeah, can do, yeah. Are they ready for me there? So, what have people said? By far, The Impossible Astronaut, Day of the Moon. It was the only story I really liked for Series 6, and the silence are brilliant. Well, Madame Kavarian is rather annoying. Did you say she was annoying?
Pardon?
Did you say she was
I
annoying?
didn't say she was annoying. She was good in Wetting a Through for Song.
Yeah. Impossible Astronaut. Good Man was too predictable for my liking, especially with an arc as important as with the songs. This person says, as A Good Man Goes to War is one of the 2 episodes I didn't dislike upon first viewing, I'll have to go for that one, although The Impossible Astronaut has grown on me with subsequent viewings. And then, ending up choosing A Good Man Goes to War, mainly due to Matt Smith's performance. The Colonel Run Away speech shouting the child is not a weapon, and Lorna's death are all fantastic moments. What, Lorna died? Oh no!
Oh.
This story does, of course, have its share of issues, but I see past them. The Impossible Astronaut, Day of the Moon is also really good, especially the opening. The direction is superb, as is the writing, but it feels overrated and there's fewer memorable moments for me personally. And somebody else said, this is a very hard one for me, as Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon was the episode that catapulted me into finally sitting down and watching Doctor Who. I'd seen a few episodes prior and thought the show was pretty alright, as opposed to phenomenal like I think now. But the other ones are my all-time favourite episodes. I love the idea of the Doctor rising high and then immediately afterward losing the battle and learning what he'd become, a man who can turn armies away at the sound of his name. A major reason A Good Man Goes to War sucks is, of course, Bleeding River Song. By now, she's become a parody of herself. Amy's daughter? Really? Great cliffhanger, though. Easiest one so far, The Impossible Astronaut, Day of the Moon. It is. Somebody else says, I don't like any of these episodes. I think Impossible Astronaut is brilliant. I think it's really, really good. But there's a lot of people, the Matt Smith era seems to get a hard time.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. I don't know why the Matt Smith era does and the David Tennant era doesn't.
I think I do agree with that. But I think it's the worst New Who era in episode-wise.
You think so?
Yeah, because, look, we've had some of the worst episodes of New Who. Curse of the Black Spot.
That is true, I guess. That is true, but I don't think you can blame Matt for that, because I think Matt's performance is really good, I think. And I don't think you can blame, I think also some of the strongest episodes have come through from that era. But you're right, there are a few more dispensable throwaway ones.
Yeah. Okay. If people are a fan of top 10 of fan title sequences, we've got the top 10.
The top 10 of actual ones or ones that people have made. Have you watched any of them?
No, but Doctor Who fan made titles by Jack Willett comes at 10.
Right. It'd be interesting to actually run them. Perhaps you ought to put a link to these.
Series 8 title sequence by Auton 710. Original concept Glass title sequence
That was good
by
in the picture.
Cloister Productions.
Shame people can't see this, isn't it, really?
2010 title sequence V3 by Mansavert Pablo. Modern 3D William Hartnell by Omega Films. Alternative 2011 titles by Sam Woodhall. Meganix title sequence by Neon Visual. 8 Doctor Dark Eyes titles by Jack Willett. Another one by Jack Willett in the box. 2 is Series 8 title sequence by John Smith. And 1 is the original concept Peter Capaldi intro by Billy Hanshaw. That's the one that that Series 8 is based on.
Well, I guess that's only fair that should be number 1, isn't it? Because of the fact that it was actually used, so or not used as such, but it was nicked. they based it on it, didn't they? Do you have any other news, or is that back at our news section?
Revival Face Off round 10. Okay. Name the Doctor of Flatline.
Name of the Doctor or Flatline.
Easy one for me. Not easy.
It's gonna be Name of the Doctor.
Yeah, it is.
But that's a quite difficult one because Flatline was one of the best in the series. But
I know.
what do people say about that? I'd be interested to know what people's comments were. It was just such a big build-up, wasn't it? And it had the Whisper Man in and stuff like that. So, yeah, interested to see what other people think. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that Flatline is better. The Name of the Doctor is one of, if not my least favourite episodes of the modern era. It's so bad and brings up plot holes and just horrible stuff I'd rather forget about. Flatline is very good. My only issues would be it's a little slow, possibly boring in places, and the ending. The Doctor sends out a pulse in the TARDIS, making the boners disappear. Somebody else said, I thought Name of the Doctor was okay, but in typical Moffat fashion, we are left ourselves asking, how did the Doctor and Carl get out of his time stream at the end because the portal closed? Moffat could have easily answered this in Day of the Doctor, but chose not to. This is not even a competition. Flatline, original with great Doctor and his scenes, while giving Carl to do more than just slap or fight the Doctor. Whilst I've really enjoyed Name of the Doctor, Flatline takes my vote. It's an amazing episode, my favourite for Series 8. Flatline, Flatline, Flatline. So there's a lot. With Name being my third favourite episode of Flatline coming in at 43, this is pretty straightforward. 43 sounds pretty low, but that's because there are just so many episodes I love. I'll still be a Flatline, a solid 9 out of 10, but Name is just about perfect for me, and that's with or without the ending. I'm afraid John Hurt is the best bit about Name. The full 30 seconds he's on screen. Name is just a bit of a mess, with Moffat giving, once again, a completely unexplained, confusing end to a muddled episode. Doctor Who is meant to be an accessible show for anyone but somebody watching who for the first time isn't going to be encouraged to watch it again.
One last one.
Okay. Both are great episodes and very close in my ranking tables, but I'm choosing Name for its sheer epicness. There we go. I think Flatline will win that one, by judging on the views there. And to be fair, Flatline is really good.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But
yeah,
the beginning of Name of the Doctor. Surely that was fantastic, wasn't it? The bit with the Whisper Men, fantastic. John Hurt.
Oh,
what more could you ask for?
Okay, top 21 tracks of Series 8. I'm going to run down these really quickly. 21, Series 8 title theme. 20, Two Lives. 19, Let's Be Heroes. 18, I've Got Plans. 17, Deep Cover. 16, The Promised Land. 15, Santa's Arrival. 14, In Little Rupert's Bedroom. 13, The Doctor to the Rescue. 12, Si's Sacrifice, The Teller. And that's it for now.
Okay. So that's going to continue.
In a sec.
Oh, I see. It's going to carry on in a sec, eh?
When I do, just after I do this very hard one, 2 Series 8 episodes pitted against each other.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Listen
Mm-hmm.
versus Mummy on the Orient Express.
Oh, the 2 best episodes in the series. How? Have you done this deliberately just to annoy me? It'd have to be Listen, but it's actually very close. What about yourself? Because I know you.
Listen.
Yeah, I think Listen would just win it. But they're the 2 best in the series.
They're both good ones. But, yeah.
What do people say?
Mummy is a great episode, but a perfect example of a New Who episode that would have benefited from being 4 to 6 half-an-hour episodes, a la the original series. Blink being the other episode that most suffers from this.
Do you know? Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
I completely disagree with them because actually, I do think that there are times where it'd be nice for the episodes to be longer. I don't feel that Mummy or Blink felt they needed to be any longer.
No,
I thought they were really well paced. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Listen, Ed, the day before my 13th birthday, it was kind of like a send-off to that era of my life, and the fear speech felt directed to me and my fear of growing up and started a new journey. It was perfect in every way. Listen takes it from me. Mummy was amazing though too.
That's a really nice fight.
Yeah.
I like that.
Both of these are just gorgeous episodes. Listen blew me away the first time around, but loses some of its impact upon further viewings. It did make me scared the second time.
No, I don't. You'd imagine that it probably is an impact.
Mummy is just so beautiful, and the acting on all sides is brilliant. And though the first time around it didn't sweep me away like Listen did, I think it holds up a little better than after multiple viewings. So do I go with first impressions or longevity? This is too hard. Okay, fine. Mummy. Mummy on the Orient Express. Listen had more to it, and had it not had that ending, I might probably would have preferred it. But the ending was awful in my opinion. Started off so good as well. Mummy on the Orient Express I have a couple of issues with, but overall it's good.
Do you know, the weird thing about people's comments at times, and again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I'd never mock anyone's opinion, but so many great programs these days, the programs that people like, so I'm thinking, for example, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, 2 that I've been watching recently, where a lot of their beauty is the shock factor that they put in, the unsuspected bits. Whereas people don't seem to like that in Doctor Who. People seem to think, oh, you're messing with our character. But I actually thought that end sequence in this one was really, really good.
I know,
because it just threw in a completely new dimension to it. I don't understand it. I don't understand people's views on that. But as I say, it's each their own comment.
Okay. 11, Missy's theme. 10, Don't You Dare. 9, Bad Choices, Let's Keep Going. 8, Save Yourself, Doctor. 7, This Is Just a Dream. 6, Abandoned on the Moon. 5, You Are Dying. 4, The Invasion of the Cybermen. 3, I Am Not a Good Man.
I'm not a good man.
2, Racing to the TARDIS. And 1, Second Chance.
What's Second Chance then?
From Last Christmas.
Ah. It's just, what would have been nice is if whilst you were reading out these stories, we could have played the tunes in the background so we could get a feel of what they were. Do we have other news as well?
Oh wait, no, yeah, it's just
doing
final
stuff. Final bit of news for the
final bit of news.
We probably need to crack on with our main segment in a minute.
Yeah.
So the final. Is this the final face-off?
Day of the Doctor or Darkwater, Death in Heaven.
Both
good episodes, but Day of the Doctor.
Day of the Doctor.
Great scenes.
Great days.
Even though Darkwater Death in Heaven is one of my favourites of New Who ever.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But Tom Baker doesn't come in on that. Does he?
No.
Which is probably, it's going to be harder to find a moment in television that brings a tear to your eye like that. That was just fantastic. I'll always remember that. It's one of those things I had like goose pimples. It was so nice.
Yeah. Day of the Doctor wins, hands down. Even that's just a plot being undone. This is the point where these plot holes fall apart. Clearly an unfair contest. Every episode was individually ranked and the scores collected. Why wasn't that enough? Surely those scores are as accurate as we are going to get. All these later rounds serve to do is screw up the data. Every episode should have had an overall score. Why the need to make individual episodes face off against each other? Well, it's called the Revival Face-Off. Day of the Doctor works so well because it brings almost all Doctor Who fans together. It's a celebration for everyone who has ever enjoyed the show, and even if it wasn't your cup of tea, there were still the other 50th specials. Dark Water and Death in Heaven is a pretty solid two-parter, but there probably wasn't that same magical viewing experience like there was for Day of the Doctor. A disappointing finale or the 50th anniversary special. It doesn't take a psychic to know which one I'm going to pick. That's it.
Yeah. Interesting. There was a comment you made earlier on whilst I was quickly faffing about, and I can't think what it was now. But it's something. It probably doesn't matter, but it was something that popped into my head, and I was going to dispute. But
should we talk about the Pirate Planet?
Should we do that next? Yeah. Okay. So that was a randomizer episode. So we'll explain it very briefly. Have you noticed the explanations of the randomizer get more and more brief every week? Because hopefully people already know about it. But basically, spreadsheet, every episode of Who, button on it, press it, random episode comes up. We watch it, we talk about it. So last week we pressed it, we watched it. What did we watch?
Pirate Planet.
The Pirate Planet.
Second story of the Key to Time. Now, what did you think?
Well, shall I give a very brief?
If you want,
yeah. I'll very brief.
Very brief. Very brief.
So basically, Doctor and Romana 1 are searching for the second fragment of the Key of Time.
Yeah.
The planet they're searching for has mysteriously disappeared and replaced with another planet. There's this big, loud, shouty pirate on it, and some weird. Called the captain, and some weird people with mystical powers called. Yeah. What they're called? They wear yellow. I can't
beginning with T.
I can't remember. But anyway, that's basically the thrust of the story. When you read out that had been picked on the randomizer, my initial thoughts were this: oh God, no! And that was really unfair because I knew nothing about the episode. It was purely based on the fact that the Pirate Planet sounded rubbish. But it was written by Douglas Adams.
Yeah.
Writer of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe.
Yeah.
Galaxy. Sorry. I should know that, not you, because it's of my age. Which I used to love as a kid. No, I haven't read the book, to be fair, but the programme was on when I was growing up, and it was fantastic. And always had a great imagination. And what Who episode did you say you'd written previously?
That was his first one.
Right.
But he wrote The City of Death afterwards.
Okay.
With Romana 2.
Okay.
And then he wrote Shada.
Okay.
Same series.
So what looked on paper, well, by title as being pants, was actually a really, really entertaining episode, I thought.
Yeah.
Good twist on it.
When it came on, it said written by Douglas Adams. Oh, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, that did. That put me up a little bit because I just there was something about the name, the Pirate Planet. It just sounds.
Yeah.
Isn't it? The Pants Planet.
Then you saw the captain and you were like, oh yay!
Yeah, no, he was quite fun, wasn't he? It reminded me of
Shouty!
yeah, you wanted Brian Blessed there, really, though, didn't you?
Yeah. What was the
Brian
man called? What was the
Blessed!
man called? Mr. Fibuli!
Yeah, it's alright. But it was good. What did you think of it?
Yeah, a great episode. It probably comes. It's probably the 4th place in the 6 Key to Time stories.
Okay.
4th place, with 1st place being the Armageddon Factor.
Okay.
2nd place being Stones of Blood.
Mm-hmm.
3rd place being the Androids of Tara. 4th place being the Pirate Planet. 5th place is Power of Kroll, and 6th place is the Ribos Operation.
Okay. You really are a brainiac, aren't you?
I'm a geek, aren't I?
So, in terms of the ratings,
Okay.
remind me of the categories.
What do we usually do first? Monster.
Monster. Well, I mean, it's not a particularly exciting monster as such, because there isn't really a monster. There's a androidy.
Don't spoil the plot.
No. A sort of a cyborgy pirate who's quite cool. I'm going to give him 7.
Okay, character development. Quite a high character development, we thought.
Yeah. Well, I said to you, didn't I, that I actually thought it's one of the best Tom Baker portrayals, and I love Tom Baker's my favourite Doctor. I thought he was brilliant in it. There's the bit when he was getting shouty back. I really enjoyed that bit.
So what's your score?
I'm going to give it a 9.
I give it an 8. But excitement.
Excitement. Difficult to give too high an excitement score on Classic Who.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really does the excitement as such. Because it's a bit more of a slow burner, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Pace.
Pace, good pace. Put me in a good place. 8.
And finally, overall.
I'm going to give it an 8 overall.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's the average score for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty solid episode. It's not the best episode, but it's a really enjoyable pirate romp in space. It even has a plank. That's how pirate it is. It even has a plank.
Invasion of Time or Pirate Planet?
I actually prefer Pirate Planet, you know.
I prefer Invasion of Time.
Yeah, I really like the ending of Invasion of Time, the bit with the Santarans, but I actually think as a whole episode, I would suggest, I think I actually prefer Pirate Planet.
Yeah.
I wonder what the next thing we'll get on the randomizer will be. We're obviously not going to do it this week, but I wonder if we'll get another Tom Baker episode. Because it's heavily weighted so far with Tom Baker.
You rigged it.
I did rig it, yeah.
Okay, should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on to the main item.
69 of our every episode of New Who ranked from 117, and in part 3 we go from 69 to 40.
So we're getting nearer to your favourites now.
Yes.
Albeit still somewhere.
69 is Wedding of River Song.
Okay.
Good one.
Yeah.
But I was looking through all my New Who episodes and I was thinking, there are some good ones out there.
The interesting thing about that, isn't it? I mean, it shows. I mean, there are quite a number of people I think have said that that's the one that's the end of series 6. Yeah. And saying that that's probably the weakest finale of New Who. And maybe it is. Maybe it is. I like all the whole stuff with the silence and everything like that, but I like the ending of it.
I think Army of Ghosts Doomsday is in my opinion.
Have we had that one? Has that gone away?
Yeah. That was 73 and 70.
Okay. It's there or thereabouts, isn't it?
Yeah. God Complex
Ooh.
is 68. The concept was good.
Yeah.
That's Toby Wright has one.
Is that?
But I was looking through them and I keep doing this because,
It's difficult because I've only seen this one once. And I really like it. I really like, as I say, the concept's really good. It's got David Walliams in it.
He's a good
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
Comedian.
Yeah, it's good. You're probably right in the great scheme of things because there are some classics. So, and you wouldn't say it's a classic, would you? It's just it's a good episode, really enjoyable episode.
67. You might disagree with this one.
Okay.
It's a Series 8 episode.
Yeah.
Kill the Mood.
Yeah, see, I'd have that higher than that.
Another episode where it's a good concept.
Mm-hmm.
But you know me, I've watched every episode. You haven't.
No, I think the other thing as well is
there are some bad ones.
You've had the benefit of watching the whole of Series 8 a second time, and I think once you watch things more than once and time passes a little bit, you can look at it a little bit more clearly. And because I think if at the end of Series 8, if you'd have written this poll, I reckon you would have the top 8 would have all pretty much have been Series 8 episodes.
Yeah.
But you reflect back on it, don't you, with time,
yeah.
and then you start getting a more realistic picture of where things fall.
66 is the Shakespeare Code.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that.
Yes, you have.
What?
William Shakespeare.
Oh, the Shakespeare Code. I don't remember a Shakespeare episode being better than Kill the Moon, though. In my opinion.
65 is Para 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like Para 3.
I do too. Because I like Earth episodes.
I do.
There you go. That's all. Earth episode. I love them.
I like Para 3.
Yeah.
But I prefer Kill the Moon.
You prefer everything.
Yeah.
Now, 64, End of Time Part 2. Last one with David Tennant.
Okay. It's interesting, wasn't it? We were watching last week, after we'd done our podcast, we were eating our dinner and watching the YouTube channel with Batman March, weren't we, and his brother talking about their favourite and least favourite doctors, and they got onto David Tennant and had similar sort of views of him.
It's not his brother, by the way.
Was it not?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't think so, because he's got a different last name.
Okay.
Only if he's married.
Okay. I guess it's probably not. Well, his mate then, or whatever. But where was I going with this? Yeah, they were talking a bit about the end scene, weren't they? The regeneration scene, about how OTT it was. And I think it was. So.
You haven't seen it, though.
I've seen the regeneration scene.
Yeah, but you haven't seen
it
when it goes on forever.
Is it going on? Well, it went on quite long.
I did actually cry at the end.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I don't know why, but I didn't cry for Matt Smith's last episode, but I cried for David Tennant.
Yeah, right,
probably because he's the first Doctor I ever watched.
Yeah.
And it was the first regeneration I ever watched.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was younger.
And you were younger. I cry at things all the time when I'm watching stuff. But
cried at Great Game of Thrones, ever?
I have, but they tended to be cries of joy when something really great happens. I won't mention anything because there's so many spoilers potential.
63. Now, okay, I was chatting to you earlier, and we were saying, I said, oh no, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
So I had to put it here. It would go lower in my list.
Okay.
But I forgot about it.
Okay.
The Lazarus experiment. Now,
okay.
It would go lower in my list.
Yeah.
But it's just I completely forgot about it.
So it's here. So we've got to live with that. Sorry, folks, we've got to live with this fact.
Yeah.
Even though it is undoubtedly worse than Kill the Moon.
Do you know Kill the Moon is that popular?
I know, and I'm not sure why. Because visually it was stunning. I think some people find it hard to get there. Well, some people didn't like the fact that the Doctor left, did they? They thought morally that wasn't right, and I think people don't like the concept of the moon not being a moon, being a large egg. But
oh no! Just noticed they've put something in twice.
Have you?
Oh God.
Well, perhaps we'll ignore that one and we'll go one less and start next week's one less than we were gonna, or one more than we were gonna.
Okay.
Just means you got to remember as you run down that each number's one different.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what do we have at the next number?
Okay. So, at where did we get to? 62 and 61 is Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks.
Ah, okay.
Good one again,
But one of the best New Who Dalek ones. So introduces the whole. Is it? Now you'll know this more than me, and maybe this should be a quiz or question. But what was the first time that we saw what the inside of a Dalek looked like? Was it an old thing, or had we seen it, or was this the first time? Because obviously we see it in this one, don't we?
I'm trying to think. We do see it in Dalek. And we do see it, I think the first time's Revelation of the Daleks.
Okay.
But I haven't seen every single Dalek story, because there's the first Doctor ones that I've never seen. Okay, so 60 is Fires of Pompeii, the first episode starring Pete Capaldi, not as the Doctor, but as Cecilius. And it is quite a good episode in rights, but it's not as good as some episodes, including the one before, which is Partners in Crime, and that's 59. Partners in Crime. I don't think I've put a series opener in there yet. But it's probably, oh yeah, I have put a series opener. Newer. Yes. It's the second worst New Who series opener. Okay.
Sorry, can I just say something?
Yeah.
As I just reappear again. Is Newer a season opener?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. I thought that was the second episode.
No, the what was the second episode? Tooth and Claw.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay. Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS.
Wait, going back to that, because I'm still thinking about that. I thought it was the second episode, because I thought the one with the adipose was the first one in that series.
Yeah. No, that's the fourth series.
Oh, right. So which one's New Earth in?
Second series.
Second series. Who's the companion in that?
Rose.
Rose. Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you now. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, all caught up.
Yeah. Okay, this one's another one, which Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS is another one which I forgot about.
Yeah.
It would have come
definitely.
lower.
It's definitely worse than
it would. That was 10 places ago.
Yeah.
Or 9, whatever. Okay.
Tell you what though, Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS does have is these really great sort of like zombie-like looking things.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Where did I get to? This is going to get confusing.
So you got to try and remember the number off each time.
It's 57, a good one.
Okay.
Do you know what it is?
I did, because I just saw it.
Reveal it then.
It was Hyde.
Yeah.
So that was from series 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt Smith era
Bit
1.
rushed at the end.
Yeah, brilliant. Do you know, my only complaint about Hyde is that it's effectively, and probably the blame isn't on this one, but more the latter one. But it's effectively got the same ending as the one with the television.
Yeah. I know.
So it's and turns out it's which in itself isn't a bad thing, because stories do get rehashed and things, and you know every time it's going to be the case. But the fact that they're two series next to each other, it seems odd that they decided to end the Talon episode with that same ending.
I know.
Okay. So you're desperately trying to sort your numbering out here, aren't you?
Yeah, got it. This was sorting out what 40 would actually be.
Okay.
Okay, so 56 is Voyage of the Damned.
Okay. Don't know. 18 it. Tell us
Christmas
about it.
episode.
Is it good?
Yeah, but I can't really give much away. All I can tell you is it's a kill-off episode.
Ooh. You know how much you like those?
Yeah, we love kill-off episodes. Okay, 55 is Sound of Drums. Marked as 54.
Okay. Okay. Sound of Drums is the one with the master in it?
The second part, yeah.
Okay. Have I seen that one or not? I've seen one of them, haven't I? I've seen the one with the clapping bit. Is that like that story or is that?
No, that's a different story.
Rubbish,
That's
aren't
the next.
I don't know why you have this podcast with me on here. It'd be better if you just talked sense on your own.
53 is End of Time Part. 54 even is End of Time Part 1.
Okay. Okay.
We talked about that earlier. 52 is Last of the Time Lords. Last part of the Martha story and the Master story.
Okay. Haven't seen that one, have I?
51 is Utopia, the first part of the Master story. 52.
Not seen that one.
51 is Cold Blood. Now, this isn't the Cold War. No, I meant the Silurian Part 2. Because it isn't as good.
How did you know that I thought that was the Cold War? Because I was just about to start talking about the Cold War. How did you know I was going to make that mistake?
in your voice. But guess what's at 50?
Is it the Cold War?
Yes.
Is it? Ah.
Okay.
I really love the Silurians. The Cold War, I think I like that. It's good. Nice to see the Ice Warriors back.
Yes. 49 is Time of Angels. Part 1 of probably the worst story of the Weeping Angels. Just noticed I've repeated it again.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get very confusing, isn't it?
And I've repeated it twice. I've repeated oh, this is wrong. I think we should just stop this in a minute.
Well, perhaps we will do, because we can do a big one next week.
Yeah. Well,
so if we stop it at a opportune number, perhaps 40 is the right number to stop it at.
But that's where it goes wrong.
Oh, is it?
No,
okay.
It goes wrong at about 42.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
We can stop here if you want to.
Yeah, because.
And you can.
Okay, let's talk. I'll talk. We'll start from number 39, but I'll talk about the ones that would have been in this list.
Okay.
Okay. Smith and Jones would have been in the list around 47.
Okay.
The Hungry Earth would have been in this list. Day of the Moon, Part 2 of the Silence episode would have been on this list.
Okay.
Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit would have been in this list.
Okay.
And the Rebel Flesh would have been in this list.
See, underrated episode.
No,
a lot of people don't like it, do they?
This is part 1.
Yeah.
No, wait. Oh, yeah, part 2's in it as well, 43.
Okay, so we'll catch up with the rest of this list next week, will we?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll quickly go through and correct the duplications. You'll get to the end and you'll go to read out number 1. You suddenly realise that all you've got left is Fear Her.
I put that at the end. Okay, is there any episodes which you want to know if they've been in there so far?
Well, what surprised me is that there's been as many Series 8 ones already as what they have. So I thought that the top end, the top 10 was going to be chock-a-block of 8.
It might be.
I think there will be something.
There's at least, well, there's some Series 3 ones that are going to be in the top in the top 20. There's some Series 8 ones.
I'm also interested.
Some Series 4 ones.
I'm interested to know what the top Eccleston episode is going to be and where it's going to be.
Some Series 1 episode.
So we'll look forward to that.
Father's Day hasn't been in it.
So it's all going to be revealed next week?
All of it, yeah.
Crumbs, it's going to be a long show next week, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's no quiz or question.
No quiz or question. Is there a quiz or question this week?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Are we on to that now?
Yeah.
So here we are, that favourite section of the show where we do our quiz or question moment, where we talk about quizzes and questions and stuff of that type of thing.
Okay, first quiz or question. What is the most famous monster moment, and what is your favourite quiz or question?
Okay, that's got to be a question, I would suggest.
Question. First of all, what is the most famous?
I would suggest that probably that would have to be the Cybermen walking down the St. Paul steps. Do you agree?
That's what I would say.
He's been in it twice as much as anything else.
Second would be the bit when the Daleks go across the bridge.
The bridge, yeah. It's near the House of Parliament. Yeah, true.
But first has to be that side.
I think so.
That might be the most famous moment in Doctor Who history.
Yeah, I think the fact that they actually brought that back and showed it again in the most recent series is a good demonstration of that. And what is your favourite? That might be my favourite too, actually.
That might be. Yeah. I like the chase through the Dalek invasion of Earth when they're running across the. We saw a clip of that.
We've seen clips of it, yeah.
And not hopefully, because I only watched it at Christmas, but the Daleks Master Plan would be a good one to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, Dalek Invasion of Earth.
So, I mean, that may well come up in a randomizer sooner or later, won't it? Who knows?
But I only watched it at Christmas, but it's alright.
Yeah, it's alright. Excuse me.
How many Sontaran episodes have there been? There's a question.
That's got to be a quiz. And it's a trick one, isn't it? Because it depends. There's two answers to this, I think. Yeah. How many Sontaran episodes have there been, and how many episodes have there been where the Sontarans are the villains? Yeah. Because obviously you've got Strax in quite a number.
Okay, so let's count first how many Sontaran episodes there are, including the Strax one.
You get counting.
The Time Warrior, the Sontaran Experiment, Invasion of Time, the Two Doctors, Sontaran Stratagem, the Poison Sky, A Good Man Goes to War, the Snowmen, the Crimson Horror, Named the Doctor, and Deep Breath. That is 10. And if you count Time of the Doctor when they make a cameo appearance, 11. Can you remember in Time of the Doctor when they make a cameo appearance?
I can. It was very, very brief. How many are they villains? Are they villains in more or goodies in more?
Okay, so bad guys. Time Warrior, Sontaran Experiment, Invasion of Time, Two Doctors, Sontaran Stratagem, the Poison Sky. Good guys. A Good Man Goes to War, the Snowman, Crimson Horror, Named the Doctor, and Deep Breath. That's equal.
Do you think we'll ever see the Sontarans back as villains again? Or do you think now they've been tainted and they're just goodies?
I don't think they've been tainted. I don't think their whole race has been tainted. I just think that Strax.
Think so? Can you imagine them? Can you imagine them ever being back in it again? As a villain or not?
I want them.
I'm not sure they will though now.
Their work is done.
I've got a feeling that their job as villains is done, yeah.
What is the best Cyberman design? Quiz the question.
That's got to be an opinion, so it's a quiz.
It's
not an opinion, that's a question.
Question.
So, such professionalism, isn't there, on this show?
Okay.
Best Cyberman design. I think there's two answers to this. It depends whether you mean what is my favourite Cyberman or what's the best design? The best design's got to be the newest one because they keep up far more now than they've ever done.
Yeah.
Because they've got better and better because they keep upgrading.
I think what the people mean, who said this, said that they meant that what's the best like look of the second one?
I think. What was the one with the clip we saw earlier on where the first one with the tear?
Wheel in Space.
I think that. That's
I think 10th Planet.
Yeah, with their cloth faces still.
Cloth faces, I love them.
Yeah.
And now I've got a figure, I love it.
Yeah.
I kiss it.
Will it ever appear in one of the Mr. Lewis Moon Adventures?
Will it pop up on the randomizer?
Oh, will it? Oh.
Where did I get to? Okay. What is the best TARDIS console room? Quiz a question.
That's, again, an opinion, so it's got to be a question.
Question.
Okay.
The best TARDIS console room.
I really like the Tom Baker one from the series we've been watching today.
Yeah.
Because it's quite. There isn't too much going on in it, is it? It's just like a white room with a console bit in the middle.
This is quite hard for me. I quite like the Tom Baker one because that's a classic one, and I quite like the most modern one.
Yeah, they probably would be my two favourites actually.
Mm.
Yeah, I love the atmosphere in the new one. But there is that feeling that perhaps in more recent years they feel like they've got to wow with it. Whereas actually in the old days it was just like a white room with a computery thing stuck in the middle.
Did you know that in Invasion of Time, the reason that they had to repeat all those rooms is because there was a low budget after they spent a lot of money on the Underworld the episode before.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Good fact.
How many stories was Adric in? There's a question.
That's got to be a quiz, hasn't it? Because there must be an answer to it. I don't know.
Okay, so let's count. There is Full Circle, State of Decay, Warrior's Gate, Keeper of Trakan, what was one? Oh yeah, Legopolis, Castrovalva, Fort of Doomsday, Kinda, Black Orchid, The Visitation, and Earthshock.
Okay, there's actually quite a few then. More than I'd imagined.
And he makes a cameo in Time Flight, but I won't tell you about that yet.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe it will come up on the randomizer at some point. Do we have any more quiz or questions, Sarah?
Protons or macro? Quiz or question?
What does that mean? It sounds like the sort of things you get in soup.
Quiz or
Do
question?
you have a crouton soup or a macro soup?
Quiz or question?
I'd say that's going to be a question.
Question.
I think I'll have a croton soup. What about you? Oh, I don't know. You haven't tasted the macro. It's gorgeous.
I mean, who knows?
I don't know what the macro are like. I've only seen them in New Who.
Yeah, I know. I've only seen the menu.
The macro in New Who obviously look better than the crotons do in the old Who, just because the crotons look a bit crap, don't they?
Yeah.
But that's just because of time.
But I think the macro.
If can I ask you that question again in a slightly different focus? If one or other of the crotons or the macro are going to be in Series 9, which one would you rather it was?
Macro. Who would you say?
Crotons, just because the macro have been in New Who already.
Yeah.
Although I think probably the crotons are a one-story wonder.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, this is an interesting one. Sometimes statements suggest that the First Doctor is not really the First Doctor. Is this true, and why? What's the question?
Okay, it's an opinion, so it's a question.
This is a rumour sometimes spread.
I guess. I think he is the First Doctor.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that I think in episodes before he's counted how many incarnations he's had.
Maybe there's baby doctors or something.
Yeah, I think it is the first one. I think the one that Clara met was in fact a little Ickle William Hartnell.
Yeah.
So.
Like you saw John Hurt younger in Night of the Doctor.
Mm-hmm. So I think it was. I think that was the first one. Ickle William Hartnell. At that stage, baby and not yet grumpy.
Yes.
Becomes grumpy with age.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Excellent.
Is that the end of
I think that probably rounds up this week's show, doesn't it?
So, next week, well, no, first of all, if you want, then join us on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. for 10 again, where we look at New Who so far. And on Saturday, we'll be concluding our investigation into the best New Who episode. We'll be watching Rose. We'll be doing the news and talking a bit about New Who and the 10th anniversary, and hopefully, as rumoured, something new and something to talk about on Radio Times for the 26th of March.
That was exciting.
Yes.
So,
okay. See you,
we'll see you next week.
Thursday or next week.
Okay.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.